For over 2,000 years, one book has stood as the ultimate guide to strategy, leadership, and the art of war. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's not just for generals. Its wisdom has inspired emperors, entrepreneurs, and modern leaders alike. Here at China Tales, we bring that wisdom to life, not with lectures, but through timeless legends from ancient China. This is Stories of Strategy, learning Sun Tzu through legends. Let the journey begin. China, 204 BC. The mighty Qin Empire has fallen, and the land is torn apart by civil war. Two rivals rise from the rubble, Chu and Han, warlord states battling for control. In the shadows of this chaos, a once unknown man is rising, Han Xin. Dismissed by nobles, mocked by soldiers, yet destined for greatness. After a string of victories, Han Xin's next goal is bold: defeat the powerful state of Zhao and open a path into northern China. But Zhao stands ready. Guarding the Jingxing Pass, a narrow mountain choke point, is General Chen Yu with 200,000 troops. The pass is so tight that even two carts can't ride side by side. It's a natural fortress. Inside the Zhao camp, a strategist named Li Zuoqi warns,
Han Xin's army is fierce and fast. Don't fight them head-on. Let me cut off their supplies then. Just hold your ground. They'll collapse in 10 days.
But Chen Yu is a proud scholar general, he scoffs.
If we fear a ragtag army like Han Xin's, what will the world think? We crush them face to face.
Han Xin hears the news. Chen Yu has ignored the smart move. He smiles.
Then the gate to victory is wide open.
30 li from the pass, about 15 kilometers, Han Xin halts his troops. That night, he quietly calls 2,000 elite cavalry and whispers,
Take these red flags. Sneak behind Zhao's camp. When their soldiers leave, rush in. Replace their banners with ours. Be fast and be silent.
The next morning, Han Xin does something no general dares to do. He sends 10,000 troops to form a battle line, with their backs to the river. Zhao soldiers laugh from their fortress.
He's trapped his own men. This will be easy.
Han Xin stands before his weary troops. There's no escape. Only one way left: to fight.
Behind us is the river. Ahead, the enemy. There's no turning back. But this is our chance. Will you live in chains or fight as heroes?
The soldiers roar.
Fight! Fight!
At dawn, drums thunder through the mountains. The Han army charges. Zhao forces pour out to meet them, thinking victory is near. Han Xin and Zhang Er pretend to flee, tossing down flags, running for the riverside. The Zhao soldiers chase them, laughing. But when they reach the river, the Han army turns and fights with the fury of men who have nowhere to run. They fight like madmen, like tigers in a cage. At that very moment, the 2,000 hidden cavalry strike. The Zhao camp is empty. They storm in, tear down the Zhao flags, and raise the red banners of Han. The Zhao soldiers look back.
Wait, our camp. That's Han's flag.
Panic erupts. Some try to flee. Some are cut down by their own officers trying to restore order. But it's too late. Han Xin strikes from front and back. The Zhao army crumbles. General Chen Yu is killed by the Zhishui River. King Shi of Zhao is taken prisoner. Later, as the Han army celebrates, one officer asks,
General, why did you trap us against the river? That goes against every military book.
Han Xin laughs.
You read too shallowly, my friend. The books also say, put men in a position of death, and they will fight to live. Our army isn't elite. These are merchants, farmers, men pulled from the markets. If I gave them an escape route, they would have taken it. But with no way back, they became lions.
The generals looked at Han Xin, their eyes wide with awe.
General,
They said,
your strategy was nothing short of genius. We salute you.
in the world of ancient warfare, one battle stands out. Not just for its boldness, but for the brilliance behind it. Han Xin's legendary Back to the River battle wasn't just a gamble. It was a living embodiment of Sun Tzu's art of war, especially Chapter 4, Strategic Dispositions. Sun Tzu once said,
Victorious warriors win first and then go to war. Defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win.
Sounds simple, but this is the heart of strategy. Don't fight unless you've already shaped the conditions to win. Han Xin did exactly that. He didn't walk into battle hoping for luck. He created his own advantage before the first arrow was loosed. At first glance, putting your army with their backs to a river seems insane. No escape, no retreat. Certain death, right? But Han Xin knew something others didn't. He used the terrain and the fear it created to spark one thing: survival instinct. And while his enemies laughed, thinking he was doomed, he quietly sent light cavalry behind them to raid their camp. That's not desperation, that's design. By cutting off all retreat, Han Xin forced his men into one choice: fight or die. And when people have no choice, they fight harder than you can imagine. That's what Sun Tzu meant when he said,
Those skilled in war establish a position where they cannot be defeated.
Han Xin didn't wait for the Zhao army to give him a fair fight. He made sure he couldn't lose, then went to win. Traditional commanders would set their army with mountains behind them, rivers in front. That's the textbook way. Han Xin threw the textbook out because he knew. Flexibility wins wars, not formulas. Sun Tzu praised those who preserve the law but adapt it wisely. Han Xin followed the principle, not the pattern. This battle wasn't just fought on land, it was fought in their heads. Han Xin faked a retreat. He let the Zhao army chase him. Why? Because he knew they were arrogant, overconfident. He didn't just beat them with swords, he beat them by feeding their pride, and then pulling the ground out from under them. That's psychological warfare, that's Sun Tzu. Han Xin was outnumbered, but numbers don't win battles, position does. He placed himself where he couldn't lose, and that forced the enemy into a place where they couldn't win. That's the magic of strategy. That's what Sun Tzu meant by,
Win first, then fight.
the back to the river battle wasn't just clever, it was decisive. It shattered Zhao's resistance and opened the gates to the Han dynasty's eventual victory. Sun Tzu valued decisive battles. So did Han Xin. This one changed the course of history. What Han Xin did might have looked risky. But here's the truth. He wasn't guessing. Every move, every step was calculated. Yes, it was bold, but it wasn't reckless. It was the courage to innovate, built on the confidence of a brilliant plan. And that's the final lesson. Great generals don't follow rules, they follow reason. So the next time you hear the art of war quoted, remember this. Han Xin didn't just read Sun Tzu, he lived him. And through his back to the river battle, he showed the world what true strategy looks like, not in words, but in action.